Hello, Virgo, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. We're starting to see some spring weather here, so it's been glorious. It's getting a little bit warmer every day, and I love it. Can't wait for summer. This will be your weekly reading for the week of April 20th through the 26th. And during that time, we will have a waning gibbous moon that moves into that last quarter. And that last quarter moon, that day is a really good time for reflection and releasing what no longer serves us. It's also a really good time to get ready for new beginnings and just kind of letting go, evaluating things, taking responsibility for our actions, and moving forward with a clear vision. We will then move into the waning crescent, which is also that's that time of surrender, rest, and healing. And it's that calm time just before that new moon, that new cycle starts. So please keep those moon energies in mind as you're moving through your week. This will be an intuitive general reading for energies that you may or may not encounter, Virgo. So, of course, please take what resonates and leave what doesn't for someone else. Your overall message card, Virgo, for this reading is a new romantic cycle begins. Wow. Doesn't that sound like fun? Okay. All right, Virgo, let's see what this new romantic cycle entails for you. It is springtime, so you know what they say. I really don't know. I'm just saying, but and Virgo, since my readings are free to you, all I ask in return is that you hit that subscribe button. And if you like today's reading, you can hit the like button as well. But both of those things, it really helps my channel and it's super easy for you to do. So I'll give you just a moment to hit that subscribe button right now. Thank you so, so much. And if you've been a subscriber, thank you for coming back and helping me build a community here. I'm noticing the repeat people that are coming back, and I just want to say thanks for being here. And I really do appreciate you. All right. My weekly reminder for the week, and we've got cards popping out already, which we will take, but is for you to get out in nature. Take a walk in the woods, find a beautiful park or an area with a really nice view. Take the time to really stop and connect with nature. This could be if you look at a tree, study a tree or a plant a little longer than you might, or birds. It's time for me to put out my hummingbird feeders, and maybe it is for you too. I love when the hummingbirds come back. But just my little reminder for you to just close your eyes and connect with nature and just really enjoy. So, all right, Virgo, April 20th through the 26th, a new romantic cycle begins, and let's get started. Your overall energy with this card that just came out, flew out for you here, is the Empress card. So here we are, talk about a new romantic cycle. I mean, this is literally, Venus right here on the card. I think I'm not going to guess at I'm trying to remember the astrological connections with each card. And for some reason, my memory just doesn't let me do it. I'm working on it. But, the Empress is our card of pregnancy. So for some of you, that could be this new romantic cycle might lead to pregnancy. So just letting you know, if that's something you're ready for, go for it. If it's something you're not, then, maybe be careful. With that new spring energy, this is the time when all the little animals, you see new bunnies, all the little natures out there giving birth to everything. So just to let you know that that's the energy that you're sitting in. And when I say pregnancy, it doesn't always have to be literal pregnancy. It can be giving birth to a new relationship or a new way of being in the relationship that you're already in. Again, just a new cycle. It might be that you're adding a date night to your routine, or you're doing something very nice for maybe you have a trip or a vacation coming up. It's just a new way to give birth to kind of just a new creative way of being. What is your current situation is that there's something that you are done with. And again, this could be the old way of being. Maybe you haven't been going out on date nights, and maybe it's time to let that way go and just start a new cycle and think, what, we've been doing things this way. Maybe you're kind of in that humdrum. Every relationship, we can all get to a place where you're just kind of bored, where you get into a routine that's like, hey, we need to break this routine because it's starting to not be fun anymore. So looks like you're done with something when it comes to that. So go ahead and let that go, and let that new creative energy come in and start and help you with that new cycle starting. At the root of this is the Nine of Pentacles. So, at the root of this is that you're enjoying the fruits of your labor, and maybe you just want to do that within your relationship as well. This could be that, maybe there's a little extra money in the bank account and it's time for a little trip or a vacation, again, or a date night, or doing some, going to a concert, maybe seeing a comedian, some night out, or some way that you just kind of shake things up so that it gets you out of your typical routine. In your recent past is the Moon card. So, these thoughts and ideas could be coming from your intuition. This could be, this is like from your subconscious. So, this is kind of the card of mysterious paths. And but it's maybe you had a dream and you thought, oh, let's change this up in our relationship, or I need a change in my romantic cycle. This, for some of you, it could be meeting a new person. Maybe you had a dream that you met a new person. But this is kind of your intuition and your subconscious speaking to you and saying, hey, it's time to make a change. And that's kind of that's the catalyst that's bringing you to, like, let's get rid of this old way of being and move into a new fun cycle. On your mind is the Page of Wands. So, how appropriate that this is a new path to passion for you. Whatever that might entail. It might be that, maybe you just learn how to do something together. Maybe you cook together. You haven't done that for a while. Just it could be something that you used to do in your relationship that you're going to bring back as kind of something, it feels new because you haven't done it in such a long time. But it is something, it's like adding new passion, and this is just kind of, and it could be completely new. This could be just a completely new path for you, in the way of passion in your relationship. Trying some new things, which is never a bad idea. What is just ahead of you is collaborating here with this Three of Pentacles. So, this could be talking to your partner and saying, hey, I'm feeling like things are not as exciting as they could be. And, what are your suggestions? What do you think we could do to kind of, maybe spice things up, or again, do something different on date nights, just something to kind of just bring that new energy in to start a new cycle, and to kick it off with something that's just different and fun for you. In your advice position is the Page of Cups. So the advice here is to really use your sense of humor and to learn how to laugh again. And like I said, this could be about going to see a comedian. I don't know if you do that or not, but my husband and I will go to, there's a comedy club nearby, and we go there occasionally, and it's just so much fun. I mean, you just relax and let someone else entertain you, make you laugh, and it's just so much fun. It's a really good night out. So yeah, that, or find a fun TV show that's a comedy. A lot of times life is a little bit too dramatic, and you just need to laugh really, really hard. And that's out there. If you seek that kind of entertainment out and just learn how to laugh together, laugh at each other, telling old stories, and just kind of remembering things, or telling each other jokes, or trying in some way to bring humor into your relationship to lighten things up a little bit. Never, never a bad idea. What is beyond your control this week is the fact that you are very stable. You're very stable in this relationship, and that's beyond your control. It looks like you're also just stable in your material world, your financial world. You can afford to, kind of do new things. This could be, maybe you go take a class together, one of those pottery classes, or paint together. This is something we haven't done, but we've talked about trying this. Is, they do the classes where I guess you drink wine and you do a painting, which would probably be really funny because my visual art skills are just not that great. I can barely draw a stick man. So probably be pretty funny to see how a painting turned out. But we've talked about doing that. So those kind of couple things that are out there that you can find together. I know we just, there is a place where you make candles together. You go through and you both smell the scents, and decide what kind of candles you're going to make. So you have the stability there, to have those kind of choices in your relationship. So try to relax and lighten up a little bit, and go do those things. Go find those things to just kind of bring that romance in, and just bring that fun and that spark back to your relationship. Secret desire, or what you're trying to avoid, is the Wheel of Fortune. So I hope you're not trying to avoid this. I hope this is your secret desire. This is, I always think of the song "The Wheel in the Sky Keeps Turning. I don't know where I'll be tomorrow." And this card really reminds me of that song because you really don't. You don't know what opportunities and what fun things are going to come in from day to day. And especially if you're kind of working at it and if you're working at it together, you just don't know what tomorrow might bring. And I hope that your secret desire is to kind of turn that leaf and to turn that wheel over so that your life is a little bit different next week than it is this week. So, great, great card there. In your outcome position this week, Virgo, is the Queen of Pentacles. So, I love when the Queen comes out here with the nine. I just feel like they're so, it's just so much of the same kind of energy. This is really, this is an understanding of how the world works and how you work in that material world, and it's done in kind of that maternal way. It's very loving, and it's how you use the material world to make your world a little bit better. I mean, I know life isn't about stuff and it's not about things and money making you happy. It really isn't. But that card there just tells me that it's like you do the best with the things that you have, and you really make it work, and that's really what that card is about to me. What is hidden from you this week, Virgo, is choices. So not a lot of choices this week, and that's good. You can relax and you're focusing on this. And I feel like, you don't need that many choices and things. It's like you're already narrowed down to know that you want to make this, this new romantic cycle for you. You already know this. You've already made these choices and these decisions, and you're done with the old way. So it's just about moving forward and really, just finding that energy and that internal, that it's just like a really good attitude about it, that I'm gonna, just be a better partner this week. I'm gonna be better with my partner and nicer to my partner and more kind and more romantic. So not a bad way of being there. Final words here for Virgo on this new romantic cycle. I'm looking around at the cards here to see. I love that there's a couple of pages, that things that is kind of a new way of doing things. That this is, again, it's turning over that new leaf, this wheel of fortune, to see where you might end up next week in a better place. All right, final word here for Virgo, April 20th through 26th. Take a step back. So, yeah, we're going to definitely evaluate maybe how things are right now. And sometimes you do have to take that step back. If something is ending and you want to make changes, you have to just take that time to evaluate what is it that you want to change? Admit your vulnerabilities. So, what can you do better? In a relationship, it's not really about, hopefully your partner comes along and does things better as well. But really, this is going to be about you. What can you do better in this relationship to bring in more laughter, to bring in more passion, and to really, kind of understand that the material world is working with you? There's a lot of pentacles here in this reading. We've got the Queen of Pentacles here, the four with that stability, the three with working together and collaborating, and really sitting and enjoying the fruits of your labor. So, this, while this isn't about your material world, you definitely have the material means to go to, again, go out and have fun, make sure that you're laughing and having a really good time. So, Virgo, I really appreciate your time here with me today. I hope there was something in this reading that you can take away and use. And of course, if you're comfortable sharing, leave me a comment down below and let me know what you're going through. Let me know what things you're doing to bring new life to your relationship, or if you're finding new relationships out there, and what things you're doing to kind of just spice things up or make things fun, as we get into the spring season. I do post readings every week, so come back next week and we'll see if this energy continues or if there's something completely different here for you. And also, once again, if you like my reading style, please like and subscribe. It really, really helps my channel, and I appreciate that so much. And I do appreciate you being here, Virgo. So, and most importantly, that will help you find me next week. So, thanks again. Good luck, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.